What made him extraordinary? He placed God at the center of his life. When this young man left home for school, he would carry a sweater and a pair of shoes in his backpack to help anyone he found in greater need. There was something different about him. My relationship with him, Carlo Acutis, is very close, and I've already had several dreams about him. In one of them, he stood up and said to me, "Why do you care about me so much?" And I replied, "Ma, because I see you as my younger brother."
For Carlo, the Lord spoke even more clearly. Trust in me, have dreams, have plans for everything. Come with me right away. We'll do everything from above. He was explaining the gospel to Carlo in such a simple way. It's not against modernity or technology. The gospel isn't against anything. It's only against sin.
Why show the body here?
We're bearing witness to his humanity so that each person can reflect within themselves. I want to be holy in body and soul. I want to serve, to speak, to be like him.
You are about to see exclusive new content. This is material I brought from Assisi from my visit to the Sanctuary of Renunciation, where the tomb of Carlo Acutis is located. He was an Italian teenager who died at 15, already well known throughout the Catholic world, and who we now know as Saint Carlo Acutis. We have an exclusive interview, and now you're going to see it in full, with Bishop Domenico Sorrentino, who was responsible for the entire process that led to Carlo's canonization. Bishop Domenico was also present during the exhumation. He shares details about everything that happened with Carlo's body, which is now displayed in a glass tomb. As you can see at the Sanctuary of Renunciation in this special program, we also bring a never-before-seen interview with Sister Francisca, one of the 3 Capuchin nuns who care for the tomb of Carlo Acutis. This is the first time we're showing the full interview. First, you'll see Sister Francisca's affection for Carlo, and then all the work she does with the pilgrims, the faithful who want to see the body of Carlo Acutis up close. I hope you enjoy it.
I saw your participation here at the sanctuary today. It was very moving. What exactly do you do here? What is the mission of the Capuchin sisters?
Well, we, the Capuchin sisters, have been here at this sanctuary since 2017. This is our first experience as a congregation in Italy because our congregation is originally Brazilian. It was founded in Brazil on December 18, 1904. Last year, we celebrated 120 years of mission and 10 years of presence in Italy. We came here after being invited by the Capuchin friars. At that time, Father Carlos Acutis, a Brazilian priest who was the rector of the sanctuary and pastor of this church, invited us to come and be a missionary presence here. Our mission here is to welcome everyone who arrives, the pilgrims, to be a place of listening and to offer true Brazilian hospitality.
Are you the only ones here at the sanctuary who welcome people?
Yes, exactly. It's us, Brazilian women. We are 3 Capuchin missionary sisters working directly here alongside the Capuchin friars and priests. It's me and Sister Wanda, who are Brazilian, and Sister Clara, who is from Mozambique in Africa. This is what we do. We live here in the church, take care of the office, welcome the groups, receive the pilgrims, and help with the sacristy. It's truly very intense work, but also very rewarding.
And how do you feel about the responsibility of taking care of the body of St. Carlo Acutis?
Wow, it's a huge responsibility. When we first arrived here, he wasn't here yet, so we accompanied the entire process of Carlo Acutis' arrival. For us, it's always a reason for joy. We didn't ask to be here. God prepared everything. St. Francis invited us to be right here in the place of renunciation. And then Carlo Acutis arrived. We see this as a true sign of hope. As sisters, we are always praying and witnessing the transformation of the pilgrims who come here. At first, we noticed people arrived mostly out of curiosity. They would say, oh, there's going to be a saint, a body. So many came with high expectations just to see. But today, most people come to ask for a blessing. Usually it's for healing, either physical or spiritual. If it's not the sick themselves, it's their intercessors who come. Many people make video calls showing their bodies and asking for a blessing. And the most beautiful part is seeing the response to those prayers. Many people arrive, feel something deep, and are visibly moved when they see the body. Carlo is that sign of faith. When people arrive, the first thing they see as they enter the sanctuary is the door inviting them to contemplate the true owner of the house, the Blessed Sacrament. As they walk through the sanctuary, they find Our Lady near the main altar. Then they find Carlo. Even in life, he used to say, not me, but God. If you truly seek a path, you'll find it. He's simply a bridge that leads people to Christ.
He would say, not me.
Not me, but God. St. Francis, when he discovered his calling, would say, love is not loved. Carlo Acutis in modern times said, not me, but God. And we even start asking ourselves, why did this young man notice something like that? Why did he realize that people were constantly putting themselves in the spotlight? I do, I want, I lead, I buy, right? And this young man simply said, not me, but God. Because he was able to place God at the center of his life. That was the beauty of this boy. Whenever we do catechesis or form groups, we ask, who would want to miss the extraordinary witness of this 15-year-old boy? He placed God at the center of his life, and his faith wasn't only vertical. He could have just worshipped, and that would have been it, but his worship became flesh. Worship. This was a young man who, when leaving for school, would put a sweater, a shoe, whatever he had in his backpack, to help anyone he might find in greater need. There was something different about him. That's how his prayer and worship became action. Yeah, he had a compassionate gaze for those most in need. In fact, when he died, many poor people gathered around him. Now, his family even wondered if those people had gone to the wrong wake. They didn't know who they were. But when they asked if they knew Carlo, they said, yes, he was our friend. He used to visit us. Carlo didn't do things to be seen, but to serve. He was brilliant with technology and the internet, and what did he do with it? He asked his parents to travel to places where Eucharistic miracles had happened. He would research, investigate, and select photos. When Carlo died, his mother later had a dream about him. He mentioned a will, but when his mother told her own mother, she said, but Carlo didn't leave a will. And then Donna Antonia's mother said, look at his computer. And when they checked it, it was showing the Eucharistic miracles. Carlo, he wanted everyone, even those who knew nothing, to be able to find Christ, even online. And he could have, like many people, done good deeds and posted about them, because he was a very charitable person. That's what we usually do, right? We take a nice photo, post it on Facebook or Instagram, and wait to see how many likes we get. But he would always say, not me, but God.
Is there any prayer you say for him?
My relationship with him is very close. Carleto, Carlinhos, you know. I often say, look, I'm here. I'm asking for intercession for Maria, for João. Put them on your list, because I'm right here, close to you. I've had several dreams about him, and one was especially powerful. In the first dream, he was here in the church. He rose from the tomb and asked, why am I here? And I told him, because you're being beatified. Then he asked for my phone, and we took a selfie.
In the dream?
In the dream, he even called his mother and said, Mom, take care of the Capuchin missionary sisters. This happened on Easter. The following week, the secretary came by with Easter eggs. And I said, wow, even Mrs. Antonia had a dream too. My last dream about him also felt so real, and he was moving in the tomb. I said, Carlos, please go back to sleep. For God's sake, go to sleep, because there are cameras, there's the internet. Tomorrow it'll be all over online. And he got up and asked me, now, why do you care about me so much? I told him, yeah, because I see you as my little brother. And then he kissed me right here, you know, and I could truly feel his lips. It felt completely real to me. I said, no, see, this is all the affection Carlo shows us. He sees how much we dedicate ourselves. We, the Capuchin missionary sisters, we give our all. So that Carlo's example can truly touch people. He arrives, it passes through him and through us too.
And do you feel proud to take care of him here?
No, not proud. I feel the weight of responsibility, because many times reading Carlo's story feels like getting a slap in the face. Because if this 15-year-old could do it, it means we can too, but we must make a difference. We have to let the Holy Spirit guide us. And something very striking was when his father said, Carlo, your parish is organizing a pilgrimage to the Holy Land. Let's go to the Holy Land. But Carlo said, I don't want to go. How come? You're a catechist, you love the Eucharist. How can you not want to go to the Holy Land? Look at the level of spirituality of this great young soul. He said, that's who he said, I don't need to go where Jesus has already been. I need to go where Jesus is, in every church where he is present in the sacrament. Yeah, that's a real wake-up call. How many times do we enter churches and forget to even greet the Blessed Sacrament? Why? He would get sad when he saw the long lines at soccer stadiums and nightclubs. He said there should be long lines at churches where Jesus is in the sacrament. That was his sadness. I'd say, look, Carlo asked to be in Assisi because of his devotion to St. Francis. And here comes this young man who loved the Eucharist. I often think, we have so many religious congregations here, but what am I really doing? Am I just staying inside my house behind our walls? And then a young lay teenager comes and gives us all a wake-up call.
Because he had spoken to his mother. This is the city I love the most. It's because of St. Francis and, of course, St. Clare. And his mother once asked him, but when are you going to die? She imagined it would be far in the future when he was much older. She asked, where would you like to be? In Milan? No, he wanted to be in Assisi. And his mother remembered that and buried him in the Assisi cemetery. After 3 or 4 years, when I formally and legally established the sanctuary here, Carlo was declared venerable. See how Providence arranged everything? We had to take him from the cemetery and place him somewhere else, but where would we put him? Providence had already given me the sign. At the sanctuary of renunciation, which is also the sanctuary of young Francis, God's will was clear. God himself is acting here in this place of renunciation that had remained hidden for 800 years.
This place?
Yes, this place was hidden. Nobody knew about it. People visited the Basilica of St. Clare and the Basilica of St. Francis, but the place where Francis gave everything up was unknown.
Nobody came here?
No one at all. And now, do you know how many people came here in 2024? We've counted 1 million people.
1 million people.
Yes, 1 million people. For me, it's an immense honor. And above all, what moves me is that it's young people coming here, drawn to this place, whether because of young Francis, because that act of self-giving is incredible, or because of Carlo, for his youth, his smile, his modern, simple, yet profound holiness.
And how did you first start noticing Carlo's holiness? Was it sudden?
I noticed Carlo's holiness gradually. I saw it through the people. They come here, they cry, they pray. Francis once heard, "Go and rebuild my house." He gave everything up and spent 20 years doing it, beginning the Franciscan movement. For Carlo, the Lord spoke even more strongly and about everything. Trust me, you have dreams, you have plans, trust me, come with me, we'll do everything from above. Only this can explain what's happening.
Were you involved in the entire exhumation process?
Yes,
Where was it?
at the Assisi Cemetery.
When did you visit the Assisi cemetery to open Carlo Acutis' coffin?
Yes,
How was the body?
it looked like a decayed body, like one that had been dead for more than 10 years. It was a body that we had to carefully handle. Today there are so many relics and we carry out so many missions around the world. In Brazil, in America, in England, in Ireland, in Poland, the world calls us. Carlo explained the gospel in such a simple way, so simple that the 2,000-year-old gospel is presented in a way that's not against modernity, not against beauty, not against technology. The gospel isn't against anything, it's only against sin. The gospel is beauty. The gospel is beauty, isn't it? Throughout his youth, he can proclaim this to the world. People think the gospel belongs to the past, but it belongs to the future.
Are there relics of Carlo here inside?
Yes.
The bones too?
No. Yes, inside here. The whole body is here. We removed some parts that couldn't remain, and from those parts we're making relics. Because after 10 years, the body naturally deteriorates. As we say in Italian, right?
Yes, it's the same in Portuguese.
But the face wasn't exactly like that. No, it wasn't.
Dry?
Yes. No.
Already deteriorated.
Yes. Completely destroyed. We had to reconstruct his face. An artist did all of that work.
Why is the body displayed here?
The Church has always displayed the bodies and relics of saints because through them we experience a connection. It's a presence that helps us, not a magical presence that makes things happen, but one that leads us to conversion. It's a testimony of his humanity, sanctified humanity. A silent message to the heart: I want to be holy in my body and in my soul. I want to live and speak as he did. I want to be like him. That's the meaning behind it. I want to be like him. And death is not the final word, is it? The final word belongs to the Lord, the word of life.